Hi, welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to talk about copywriting, which are all the words that go on your website. So in marketing, copywriting is actually all the words that try to convince your visitor or your client to make an action. These words are really important, especially for your website, because these are the words that the client and your website visitor will look at when they're scrolling around and they want to know more about what you do, what you offer, your product, your services, and anything like that. That's why it's so important that we plan this ahead and that you have everything that you need before you actually start doing your website. In my previous series, Building Your Website, which I'll link somewhere here, you can see where I talk about copywriting and how important it is and everything that goes into it and what part of the website building process it goes into. But today I'm going to talk all about it, so that way I'm going to give you all my tips and everything like that. I'm going to go full on this video so that you know what to expect when you're doing copywriting for your website. Number one, I would say think about your audience. Who are you talking to? Or if you don't have an audience yet, then who is your target audience? What do they like? Where do they like to go? How do they like to talk? Or how they like to be talked to? That would be something that's really important for you to analyze. And if you don't know who they are, then I would recommend doing a brand strategy session so that you know who these people actually are. My second tip would be to talk about them and not about yourself. So I see this a lot where people are trying to sell you, but they're all talking about how they are the number one company in this area or anything like that. And honestly, I would shy away from that a little bit because you want to talk about them. You want to talk about your visitor, how you're going to help them, and how what you're offering is going to make their life way better and everything like that. So you want to make sure that you are talking about the other people and not about your own company or about yourself. My next tip would be to always think that the visitor doesn't know anything about what you do or who you are. I know like websites are used from social media, they are linked to Instagram, or they're used in many ways, so that way the person already knows you and then that's where they go to actually convert and actually buy your offer. But I would say think about your website as if nobody knew who you are. That way you can inform the customer and that way they know what you offer and you're giving them everything on your copyright about what you do. My next tip is to keep your words simple. So whatever you're writing for your website, make sure that it's very simple to understand and it doesn't have any technical jargon or anything like that. Like it's not, if your audience is not in your same industry, make sure you're not using anything that might be from your same industry that people would need to actually be in your industry to understand. Like let's say for example a lawyer, I don't know that much technical words, so don't use like anything that I might not know. When you're writing your hero title, which is the first title that comes up on your website, make sure you talk about something that you do plus something that's emotional, that talks to the emotional part of your target audience. What I mean by this is that you want to make sure that you are talking to their pain points, anything that they're struggling with right now, so that way you can make sure that your service plus whatever they're feeling, frustration, will be resolved. And that's what you want to do for your hero title, which is that first title that you see. For example, in my personal website, I use build a brand that converts and attracts. And the reason I use this is because it tells you that I'm a designer and that we're going to design a brand, but it also talks about the emotional and struggles that most of my clients have, which is attracting and converting clients. That's one of the struggles with most business owners, and that's why everybody resorts to design, so that way they can build their aesthetic and attract more people. My next tip is to inform before you sell. So pretty much try to explain everything that you do on your copyright, on those words on your website. Inform what you do to your visitors. Tell them everything that they need to know, anything that might be between your experience or your offer. Like let's say you offer something specific, then tell them what they should expect and how this is going to benefit them, what benefits they get, and also what will help them lead to their final goal. That's what you mainly want to do with the copyright on your website. Okay, my next and final tip would be to use your calls to action clearly. Label everything and be clear with what you want people to do next. So pretty much call to actions are what it sounds like. It is on your website those buttons that say to do the next action. So make sure that you are telling people exactly what you want them to do, like check out my services, book me now, buy my product. So be clear in what you want to do so that people know what exactly you're trying to do. Okay, and lastly, in general, I would just tell you that if you're not a professional copywriter and you're just trying to do the words on your website, then try to think about the emotional part of your client, of your visitor. That's mainly what you want to do when you write it, and you want to make sure that you are telling them what you do, what benefits they will get, and how this will actually lead to their final goal. People are usually looking for services or products because it satisfies a need for them, a specific need. It can be anything, or it can be different for different people, but you want to make sure that you're talking to them and telling them what to expect as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you struggle with the words on your website, then make sure you hire a copywriter or hire a designer that knows how to copyright. I hope this was helpful for you. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe for the next video. On the next one, I'm going to talk about copyright still, but it's going to be more in the sense of SEO, of search engine optimization, so you don't want to miss that. Answer in the comments, what do you struggle with your website copyright? And I will see you later. Bye!